It's been a while since I recorded a video, and that is due to the fact that there ain't really much to say. Whatever needs to be said doesn't take very much to say it. 2 plus 2 equals 4. That's about it. Can't really, you don't explain it any deeper than that, you know? So I don't make videos for the sake of making videos. I do it to put whatever thought is in my mind out so maybe it can help somebody. That way no one can say I was holding information together by itself or holding it within myself, like keeping gold hidden somewhere. It's like, no, I shared it. If you didn't find it, it's because you weren't looking. But I was thinking about this and I was getting a little fired up about it, so I figured I might as well record myself talking about it. This idea that Jesus did not preach the same God of the Old Testament. So basically the idea that the God of the Old Testament, Yahweh, was a cruel God, he was some other demon or whatever, and that Jesus came to preach a different God, the real one, the loving creator. Just peace and prosperity, bro. And what sucks is this idea, I've seen this false idea. I started noticing it from a guy who has been like conspiracy related stuff, ancient history stuff. And he's had a lot of good information. But he started getting on this dumb shit. And he also worships Trump. I need to make a video about that too. I don't know. It's just something with people who chase knowledge. They always go off on some dumb shit, It's like Gnostics. I don't trust Gnostics because, yeah, you might have information, but you never shut the fuck up. And you lack wisdom. You've got knowledge, but you don't have wisdom. And you always go off on some dumb shit. And it always ends up denying Christ somehow. If you deny the Father, then you deny Christ. If you deny Christ, then you deny the Father. They're one. They're together. They're not the same entity. Obviously, the Son is not the same thing as the Father. But they're of one mind. They're of one goal. They're of one spirit that is characteristic. Jesus is never going to do something against the Father's will. But this idea of Jesus not serving the same God as the God of the Old Testament is dumb because they lack understanding. They think that Jesus was some kind of hippie who's all peace and love, bro. It's like, no, he did what he had to do because that was the time to do it. Everything in its proper time, in its proper place, in its proper season. A time for peace, a time for war. A time to embrace, a time to refrain from embracing. A time to sow, a time to reap. It's never just one thing. Look at the seasons. Summer, fall, winter, spring, they change. It's never just one season. So people somehow get this idea that it's just supposed to be some hippy-dippy shit. You get these freaking Christians online that they're all outwardly a Christian, but they're just a glorified hippie. They don't. I'm not saying you have to be edgy, but you'll see something about them that'll so much genuinely following something or believing in something, whatever it is. They'll always have that edge to it, not for the sake of being edgy, but just they won't give a fuck about everything else because they're so focused on that thing. But a lot of these Christians are just like, oh, Sunday worship, bro. Don't say the bad word, bro. Now they're always very acceptable, right? But they don't really have the fire, as it were. They don't understand that darkness cannot dwell with the light. There is no mixing. Wickedness cannot mix with righteousness. This is a war. It has been a war for a long fucking time. They always want peace. When was there ever peace in this world? There ain't been peace for a long fucking time. Since the fall of Adam and Eve, there ain't been peace. There's always been contention because humans don't do what the fuck they're told. Ever since the beginning. Stupid motherfuckers. You know, what happened in the Old Testament happened because people didn't listen. The Hebrews, enslaved in Egypt, God released them from captivity, sent plague upon Egypt, split the Red Sea, helped them overcome giants. Whether you want to look at that metaphorically or literally, I take it as both. But they still didn't listen. So then when God gets fed up and he's like, you know what, you're not listening, you're dead. People want to get upset. Oh, that's so evil. How can you say what is evil and you don't even know what good is? Huh? People say, oh, I'm a good person. No, the fuck you're not. And I'm pretty sure I've already stated this in a previous video. There ain't no such thing as a good person. You are evil by default. The moment you're born, you're evil. Because you're flesh. And you will be flesh until you die the first death. Unless you're lucky like Elijah or Enoch, then you just get translated. Even Moses had to die. But there is no good people in this world. There's righteous, like more righteous. But even Jesus said, why do you call me good? No one is good but the Father. So unless you know the Father directly, then you don't know what good is. Right? And when I say directly, I don't mean you can circumvent Jesus. Obviously, he said if you've seen him, you've seen the Father. So if you see Jesus as you hear him literally or whatever, if you know him, then you know the Father. Not because they're the same entity, but because they're of one mind. Stop honking. It's raining outside and there's people driving. You know, whenever it rains, people don't know how to drive for some reason. Focus. Oh, shit. See, I got distracted and a fucking thought went out of my mind. But if you've seen Jesus, you've seen the Father. People who don't know Jesus, they don't know what good is. You'll never know what good is. You just won't. So because these people think they can deny the Father by calling him, oh, it's evil or whatever, well, then they don't know Jesus. They can say they believe. What good is your fucking belief? Scripture says even demons believe and they tremble in fear. Okay, so then, like, why do you think just because you believe in Jesus or you believe in God that somehow makes you a better person? It doesn't. You have no advantage. You do what you're told or you die. There is nothing beyond that. That's just how it is. Your free will don't mean shit. That is to say, you have the free will to choose righteousness or wickedness, good or bad. That doesn't mean you get to do whatever the fuck you want. I mean, you're going to suffer something. You're going to suffer for righteousness' sake or suffer for wickedness. It's better that you suffer for righteousness because at least you're doing the right thing. Alright? But I don't know. It's just people lack understanding. They think dying or disease or all this stuff, they're so carnal and focused on what's right in front of them, like little things. I think if people are dying, it's like, oh my gosh, it's such a horrible thing. Oh, it's the end of the world. Well, maybe they're right. Maybe it is the end of the world, but on to the next one, you know? It's like you're dead, you know, you die, and then there's an afterlife. So calm down. If you die and you are in the Father's will, you know him, you're cool with him, he's got you, then what do you got to worry about? It's not going to be fun. It's going to suck, but you know what comes after. But these fucking people, these worldly people, Christian or otherwise, they don't know, or they don't believe, or they don't trust, or they don't do what they're supposed to do. So then they say that what happened in the Old Testament was evil. No. Whatever God did to them was perfect and righteous. They deserved what they got because they're a bunch of Jesus killers. I mean, back then during Egypt, they hadn't, done that yet because Jesus had come and gone. But sure as shit, when Jesus came, yeah, them Sadducees and Pharisees, they deserved everything they got, and they're still walking around today. Their little false state, killing Palestinians. It's not about Israel versus Palestine. No, it's about the wicked that need to be punished, and a bunch of Christ denying Jesus killers who manipulate Christians through false doctrines in these mega churches and otherwise. They need to be punished, and they will be. Judgment comes to the house of God first. If you say, "Oh, we're the chosen people," you're first to get judged. "Oh, we follow Jesus," you're going to get judged. Israel and the United States will be destroyed first. Count on it. So, there it is. I guess that's basically all I had to say. I'll probably make another video about make America obese again, make America stupid again. But then again, I guess it never stopped. So, on to the next one. See ya.